Recording in progress.
There first.
All right, call court to order. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. It's 9 a.m. Proof of posting, please.
The agenda was posted on Thursday, August 28th, 2025 at 3:45 p.m. and a supplemental agenda was posted on Friday, August 29th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you. Let's stand briefly for a moment of silence, and then Veteran Service Officer Steve Hernandez lead us in the pledge.
Now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, as I mentioned, I'd like to hold public comments briefly, and I'd like to go to the supplemental agenda where we have the proclamation celebrating the 175th anniversary of McLennan County. So I've asked Dustin Chapman to read that into the records.
All right, good morning. This is a proclamation celebrating the 175th anniversary of McLennan County, Texas. Whereas McLennan County, Texas was officially founded on January 22nd, 1850, bearing the name of early settler Neil McLennan, whose legacy endures through the county's rich history and vibrant communities. And whereas on September 2nd, 1850, the McLennan County Commissioners Court convened and took its first official action, marking the beginning of organized local governance in the region. And whereas for 175 years, the residents of McLennan County have demonstrated enduring resilience, strong community spirit, and unwavering dedication to the betterment of their neighborhoods and institutions. Whereas the success and growth of McLennan County are a testament to the hard work and contributions of its people, past and present, including residents, elected officials, public servants, employees, businesses, and organizations who have played a role in shaping the county's proud legacy. And whereas the year 2025 marks the 175th anniversary of McLennan County's founding, a significant milestone in the life of the county, providing opportunity to reflect on its past achievements and look forward to a prosperous future. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court does hereby commemorate the 175th anniversary of McLennan County, Texas, and extends its sincere appreciation to all those who have contributed to the county's development, strength, and enduring spirit over the past 175 years. Be it further proclaimed that a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court. Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, hearing that, I'd make a motion we approve that proclamation. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. And then State Representative Curry, I was going to do it out here, but I think have it on the record. If you have a presentation to make to the county, you do so right here. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I'm guessing this is on.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, I'm honored to be here amongst all of you honored gentlemen. I will tell you, I did not know that Jim Smith was here at the time, and I'm so happy to know that. And I appreciate the fact that one of the founding fathers is still the county judge. And so that is that's quite an accomplishment. Not too many counties can say that. And,
That's right.
and congratulations on being here 175 years.
Being anywhere is good. Mine.
The fact is I'm born and raised in this county, and I will tell you that I'm proud to represent it today as state representative, and I would not miss this for the world. I'm not going to read the long proclamation because it says many of the same things that Dustin just read off, but I will say that, you know, it all started with a county judge named John T. Eubank and a $20 fee for a permit to cross the Brazos River so that they were able to move people across the Brazos River. Ultimately, as you well know, the suspension bridge was built shortly thereafter, which was a huge accomplishment for this area and totally opened up the ability for us to have the commerce that we have today. I would tell you the founding fathers would be extremely proud of the fact that this community, this court, and all the people that have developed it over the years have turned it into the economic powerhouse that it is in the state of Texas today. And I'm proud to be a part of that growth today and help be one of the people that lead it into the future. So congratulations on the 175th. We do have a proclamation here, a resolution that I will not read because those are boring. But I will say this, that we also have a flag that's flown over the state capitol, and I'm proud to present that to you at this moment. So
Okay.
Congratulations and thank you very much.
Come around here, and that way the court can stand. And then Tracy, our official photographer, is she in or no?
Left.
So Reagan, will you take care of that? Okay. Y'all just Yeah, move it. Yeah, come on.
Sorry.
Good as Tracy's.
You have any film in that?
Right, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And 1, 2, 3. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna recess, go out, have a refreshment, and then we'll call you back in and we'll resume the Commissioners Court meeting. So, go out.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
This building?
Okay, let's call court back into session. All right, at this time, what I'd like to do is jump down to proclamations because I know Amy needs to get her crew back to work, and so we don't want to hold anybody back from working. So if you don't mind, Dustin, if you'll go to D2 on proclamation declaring the month of September as National Recovery Month.
Yes, sir. This is a proclamation of the McLennan County Commissioners Court declaring the month of September as National Recovery Month. Whereas mental health and substance use disorders affect all communities nationwide, with commitment and support, those impacted can embark on a journey of improved health and overall wellness. The focus of National Recovery Month this September is to celebrate all people that make the journeys of recovery possible by embracing the 2025 theme, Recovery is Real, restoring every aspect of life. This theme underscores the four major dimensions of recovery: health, home, community, and purpose, which are the building blocks that all people need to live healthy, happy, independent lives and to reach their full potential. Recovery Month spreads the message that people can and do recover every day. And whereas the impact of mental health and substance use disorders is apparent in our local community, 1 in 5 adults experience a mental health condition every year. 1 in 17 lives with a serious mental illness, such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Over 500,000 adults in Texas live with a serious and persistent mental illness. About 1/2 of those mentally impaired population are below the 200% poverty level. Through Recovery Month, people become more aware and able to recognize the signs of mental health and substance use disorders and encourage people in need of recovery services to seek help. Managing the effect of these conditions helps individuals achieve healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. And whereas the Recovery Month observance continues to work to improve the lives of those affected by mental health and substance use disorders by raising awareness and educating communities about the effective services that are available. For the above reasons, I'm asking the citizens of McLennan County to join me in celebrating this September as National Recovery Month. And whereas McLennan County advocates recovery in our community through the continued support of the 3 specialty courts: Recovery Court, Veterans Treatment Court, and Mental Health Court. Therefore, be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court declares the month of September as National Recovery Month in McLennan County and call upon our community to observe this month with compelling programs and events that support this year's observance, the 33rd anniversary of Recovery Month. Be it further proclaimed, a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court. Judge?
Thank you. Judge Swanton or Amy, they had to go, there they are, okay, back in. All right. Judge and Amy, thank y'all very much. If you have any comments to make to the public or the court, please do so at this time. Amy, come on up.
Judge, I'll be very brief. As always, we appreciate your comments that you made out in the courtroom foyer area. Your support and the commissioner's support for our 3 specialty courts is very important, and you all, I know, take each of those courts very seriously, and we always appreciate your support. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Amy, everything?
He said it.
He says it all.
He says
Okay.
it all.
All right. Well, thank y'all very much, and let me come around and present this.
Judge, we have a few folks here who are on our team.
Oh, if you'd like to introduce them, have them come up.
Come up.
There's several. Just come on up. So these are folks from our team, from the probation department. So.
Tracy, when y'all want to do this? Leave it out there.
On the other side.
On the other side, yeah. split it.
Tracy will get them.
Thank you.
There you go.
Tracy will move them around.
Thank you. 1, 2, and 3. Stay here, don't you? 1, 2, 3.
Thank y'all.
Wait. Just a couple more for Amy.
Thank y'all. I appreciate all the work y'all do. Thank you. Thank you. I'll make a motion, we approve that proclamation. Is there a second?
A second?
motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. All right, next is a proclamation. This is a proclamation recognizing United Way of McLennan County's campaign for United Way. This is United is the Way. And so, Dustin, if you'll read that into the record.
Yes, sir. This is a proclamation recognizing United Way of Waco McLennan County campaign, United is the Way. Whereas the United Way of Waco McLennan County has a storied history of dedication to improving the lives of individuals and families by mobilizing the caring power of our community. And whereas the United is the Way campaign season reminds us that we are strongest when we come together to create positive and lasting change. And whereas McLennan County recognizes that when neighbors support one another, we can break down barriers, strengthen families, and build a healthier, more resilient community for all. Whereas the United is the Way campaign encourages collective action through partnerships, advocacy, and support, ensuring that every person in our county has the opportunity to thrive and make a difference. And whereas McLennan County is proud to stand with United Way and its community partners in supporting a healthy, inclusive community where people of all ages have the opportunity to reach their full potential, and where access to education, resources, and financial security promotes resilience across the region. And therefore, we, the McLennan County Commissioners Court, do hereby proclaim September 2025 through January 2026 as United is the Way campaign season. And McLennan County encourages all residents to join together in the spirit of giving by supporting the programs, initiatives, and volunteer opportunities that strengthen our community. Be it further proclaimed that a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court.
All right, thank you. All right, I'll make a motion, we approve this proclamation.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. All right, if the United Way folks will come up. And I might add a couple of things here. You know, in our community, there's a lot of people, there are a lot of entities that are looking for funding and all those things, and many well deserved. I look at United Way as a entity that has the whole smorgasbord of entities out there that meet the qualifications to be considered to come under the United Way umbrella. And I personally am a giver to United Way, have been for 25 or 30 years, and I will continue to support doing that as well. So
Appreciate you, Judge.
all right, and if you have something to say to everyone, or the court, or the
Yeah,
folks.
absolutely. Judge and Commissioners, and just want to say thank you for this recognition. I mean, we've been working with McLennan County for over half the time that McLennan County's been around, and we just celebrated our 100th anniversary a couple of years ago, and are proud to continue the work here. And we'll be back on September 16th for a joint proclamation presentation on the courthouse steps with the city and the county, recognizing campaign season. And we're off to a great start, and we just always appreciate the support and the opportunity to share about the good work being done in our community.
All right, and we have some folks
I
here.
have Tracy Guillory, who serves
She looks
on our
familiar.
United Way board. And Alan Hunt is our Director of Resource Development.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay, thank y'all very much. Thank you.
Instead of taking the picture. Really? I know it.
Alan? Yes, sir. Good to see you.
She doesn't sleep much.
Do it.
Tracy doesn't sleep much. She's finally in it for a picture instead of taking one, so.
Okay. Finally, at this time, if there's any members of the public that want to speak to the court on business matters, please do so at this time. As I mentioned earlier, when you come up, please introduce yourself. Tell us where you live or what precinct you're in, and we please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less.
Absolutely. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I'm Lisa McKegg with Texas Association of Counties. We're here today to introduce a new team member to you. We have Harold Hall, who will be your new risk control consultant. Any words you would like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. Judge, Commissioners, thanks for having us today. When I started with TAC, one of the counties that they always put a star by your name is McLennan County. So I look forward to working with you all. You guys are already doing a great job. I can't wait to partner with you and continue that mission. Feel free to give me a call anytime you need anything. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate you.
And I think you know Isaac Garcia.
Yep. Good to see you, Isaac.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for having us this morning. See you guys.
Thank y'all very much for coming by.
It's a great day to be here.
Yeah,
Lots of
Absolutely. Thank you.
celebration.
Appreciate it.
Good day.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, thank you.
I already have Harold's card, so.
Good deal.
Okay. All right, Mark.
Good morning. Thank you very much for letting us all come in here and speak concerning the voting centers. The proposal is going to be to reduce the number by 12 from 48 to 36. In the opinion of many of the voters and the McLennan County Democratic Party, this is too severe of a cut, maybe doesn't quite take into account the specific needs of neighborhoods and the growth of the city. So we, as a rule, oppose closing vote centers. You know, the Democratic Party wants it to be as easy as possible for voters to vote. We would love to keep the 48, but that said, we understand the need for the county to save money and the challenges faced by our excellent but understaffed elections office. We therefore propose that if we cannot keep 48, we keep at least 2 of the 12 listed for closure. That would be a total of 38 vote centers, adequate for the current needs. We can then revisit the question of vote centers in each cycle as our county grows. Below are the polling places we want to keep open are the South Waco Recreation Vote Center. It's located on a very busy, in a very busy community center, well-known location and utilized heavily by the residents of the neighborhood. It is on Spate Avenue, a main street that in that neighborhood, a main street in that neighborhood, and only a block from South Valley Mills Drive, Waco's main street. It is an area that is slated for rapid growth. It is only 4 blocks from the former Floyd Casey Stadium area, where 250 single-family homes and 90 multiple family housing units are under development. This is a low-income area where many residents have less mobility and less opportunity to vote. Many members are of groups, including many Hispanic voters, that in the past were discouraged from voting. We want South Waco to turn out to vote. The South Waco Recreation Center helps make that happen. The other one that we want to keep open is the 25th Street Fire Station Community Center Vote Center. This is one of Waco's best-known buildings. It's on the main street of that north central Waco neighborhood. The former 25th Street Theater retains its marquee and is a landmark as you drive down 25th Street. Like South Waco, it is a location well-known and used by residents of the neighborhood. The population is dense with houses on smaller lots for many blocks in every direction. Also, like South Waco, it is a neighborhood that is low-income area where many residents have less mobility and less opportunity to vote. In the past, those folks were discouraged from voting. So we want them to come out. And this location, so visible, so prominent, and so convenient, will really encourage a better turnout. Neither vote center has been a vote center for very long, and I think it takes a few cycles for a vote center to really become universally known to the neighborhood. So we think they should be kept, and we respectfully request that they are.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good morning.
Morning. All right.
My name is Jeremy Davis. I live in Precinct 2. I'm here today as a community member and an advocate for fair and accessible elections in McLennan County. I want to speak about the proposal to close the 25th Street Fire Station and the Community Center in South Waco. These 2 locations are more than just polling sites. They are anchors in their neighborhoods, trusted places that people already know and rely on. Now, I know some will point out to the low turnout in these sites, but low turnout doesn't mean these sites aren't important. In fact, it tells us something much deeper, that these are communities where voting access has historically been harder, where people face barriers like transportation, childcare, or work schedules. Closing the doors doesn't solve that problem. It guarantees that these barriers get worse. Voting locations should not be judged purely by numbers. They are about access. Even 50 or 100 people can cast their votes there. Those votes matters just as much as the thousands that are casted elsewhere. In a close election, those votes could even decide the outcome. If we are only keeping high turnout sites, we privilege some neighborhoods over others. True democracy demands equity, not just efficiency. And when neighborhoods see their community center or fire station as a vote site, it sends a powerful message that your vote matters. Turnout can grow, but it only grows if we keep the roots in the ground. These sites are investments in participation, and closing them uproots the future. I urge this court to keep 25th Street Fire Station and South Waco Recreation Center open. Choose equity and access, not convenience. This decision you make here will either close the doors for voters or keep them open. Thank you.
My name is Larry Weaver, and I live in Precinct 2. And I joined the Democratic Party, in essence, to register people to vote. And I think it's very important for our neighborhoods and our constituency to be involved in the democratic process. It doesn't matter whether they're rich or poor. I think the poor voice really needs to be heard now. Our people come out to vote, especially when situations arise. So we're going to see an increase in voter participation in this nation. And one of the reasons is because there's been so much misinformation going on, and that people are going to become aware of what really needs to be done. And I think the democratic process. So for that reason, we shouldn't close any polling sites. I think they all need to be open. I concur with Mr. Jeremy that the voice of the poor folks really needs to be heard. Those that can't get out to vote, make it available for them to vote. And we're going to do all we can to get more participation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Lovey Langston. I'm in Precinct 1. I'm here to voice my opinion about the closure of 25th Street as well as the South Waco Community Center. I live over on Old Robinson Road there, and I have had the opportunity to see the flow there at the South Waco Community Center. And I do think closing that particular location would be a very bad disservice to that community because it is in walking distance for a lot of individuals, and people use that center as a hub for their community. And I do feel like if we close that, that would be a way that voters do not have access to the voting polls. And so I'm really here to say that I do believe that 25th Street as well as South Waco Community Center should not be closed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Elizabeth Willingham, and I am in Precinct 3. I'd like to thank all of you who are taking notes and being so attentive to these speakers. I am also in favor of maintaining these 2 voting centers that we're talking about and would like to have even more. I realize there's a problem with staffing voting centers and that the firemen are not particularly thrilled about having their fire station be a voting center. But their fire station was created to have a community space. Yeah. And I don't know of a better use of community space than casting a vote. So that seems to be a logical use to me. I'm almost as old as Judge Felton and grew up in in Sanger Heights. And we walked to 25th Street Theater from our house and from the streets of Gorman, Morrow, Grimm, Fort, and all the numbered streets to get there every Saturday. It's an easy walk, but we were not allowed after Bosque became one way to go across Bosque. My little sister wasn't allowed to walk to Provident Heights because of Bosque. So in spite of the fact that we have St. Louis up further, that's not part of that area that starts at Waco Drive and moves north, more or less northwest. So I hope you will keep that fire station as a voting place and let us run it for 3 years at least. I teach language, or I did, and in language and music and dancing and many other things, we have a rule of 3, that the 3rd year is better, that the 3rd day is better, the 3rd time you hear a piece of music, you know it better, 3rd time you repeat a limerick, you've got it. So I think a rule of 3 is pretty good for this. And I would like to recommend that not only the Democrats, but the Republicans may benefit from this. I believe we're doing all sorts of things to bring out the minority vote for the Republicans, and keeping these voting centers is not going to hurt that effort. It would seem to help that effort. And getting more people in the community involved is always going to make us a better community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mary Mann, and I live in Commissioner Precinct 2 and Voting Precinct 72. And we don't have a voting box. I'll just add that. I know each of you are aware of my longtime experience with Kathy Van Wolf previously, and our current elections administrator, Jared Goldsmith, and his staff. And that's about 20 years at this point that we have worked to help recruit election judges and election clerks and do quite a bit of that. Quickly, I will say everyone's previous comments were all in my speech. So I'm not going to repeat some of that, but I will say the community spirit that we have been looking at as we've addressed this issue is one that the City of Waco and our own McLennan County Commissioners Court have pushed. Neighborhoods build counties, cities and counties. And these 2 neighborhoods have a lot to offer. The 25th Street Fire Station, one of its goals was the community center that was included in the architectural drawings and has been used as a community center in that neighborhood. So I will say that being able to walk to your vote center is a wonderful thing. I know I'll never be able to do that out in eastern McLennan County, but county-wide voting is a blessing, and I want to thank you for your support of that. And in proposing these to remain, one of the things that has come up is that they're both in Precinct 2, which makes the number of voting centers unequal. This has been something that the Commissioners Court has been after for, as policy for a number of years. But it is not a state law. It is not required. It's simply a board policy. And with the changes in population density and neighborhoods and everything that we have, plus county voting, countywide voting, I would ask you to look at these 2 vote centers as neighborhood centers that help promote the goals of both the city and county to create good neighborhoods for all of our citizens. So I ask you to keep those. Finally, I would also add that I appreciate Jared Goldsmith and his election staff. Their work is to be commended, especially in the last year with a legislature that really has little understanding of the whole process. Their lack of understanding is similar to their lack of understanding of how to teach a successful child in public schools. Jared and his staff, while we may not agree on all points, they have my thanks and appreciation. Finally, and I asked Judge Felton earlier, that ends my comments, I have an email here that was copied to me yesterday from City Councilwoman Isabel Lozano. And Judge Felton said I could read this.
Yes, please.
Okay? I am writing to express my strong opposition to the proposed closure of the South Waco Recreation Center as a voting site for upcoming elections. This location serves as an essential and well-recognized polling place for many families in our community. The South Waco area is home to a high concentration of residents from traditionally marginalized groups, many of whom face transportation barriers and have fewer opportunities to access alternative vote centers. Closing this site would create unnecessary obstacles to participation and risk disenfranchising voters who rely on its accessibility and familiarity. Keeping the South Waco Recreation Center open is critical to ensuring equitable access to the ballot box and encouraging voter turnout in one of our most densely populated and historically underserved neighborhoods. I respectfully urge you to consider this proposal and maintain the South Waco Recreation Center as a designated voting center. Thank you for your time, consideration, and continued service to our community. Respectfully, Isabel Lozano, Waco City Council, District 2. And I have a copy of this if I can give it
Yes,
to you.
Mercedes, please give it to Mercedes.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, if not, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go to the consent agenda. There is one pull. I'd like to approve the consent agenda and hold that pull and then go to item M5, which we're discussing right now. So there is going to the consent agenda is recommended pull on item E3A. It's a pay grade change discussion. With the exception of that pull, are there any other pulls recommended by the court?
No.
All right, no other pulls. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of that pull previously mentioned?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass. All right. Going to back to items M5 regarding the November 4th, 2025 Texas Constitutional Special Election. Authorization regarding consolidation of election day voting centers and election precinct. I'd like to go to Jared Goldsmith. Jared, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Fine.
Very good. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background about what's going on, what has happened, and what I think we need to be doing moving forward. So in 2023, Senate Bill 924 was passed. And that bill changed the way we calculate the number of polling sites in the county. In this case, it prevented us from consolidating our election precincts. As such, we had to wind up adding 12 polling locations on election day. This most recent legislative session, Senate Bill 985 was passed, and that essentially reversed the rule to where we can't consolidate our election precincts anymore. The point being to this is that it's to avoid unreasonable expenditures for election equipment, supplies, and personnel. The cost of our elections continues to go up, and a big chunk of that cost is paying our poll workers, who deserve that pay, by the way. And that's a cost that's shared not only through the county, but through the cities and the school districts that are holding an election. It's becoming a burden on all of us. So looking at the number of polling sites, we had 34 in 2020, and that was before the law change, and we moved it up to 46 after the law change. There's an increase of 12. And I looked at the turnout at the 2020 presidential election and the turnout at the 2024 presidential election. And there really wasn't a big difference. There was a slight increase in the number of people who voted, but the actual percentage turnout decreased by a little over 3%. So what that tells me is that we have too many polling locations for this county, a county our size. So I went through, looked at our polling locations, and I've settled on the number of 36. 36 was a little bit more than 34 because the county has grown a little bit. 36 also is divisible by 4. I was trying to keep an equal number of polling locations amongst the county commissioners. Try to get it right around 9. So that's where we got to the 36. I have heard the arguments about closing the Waco 25th Street site as well as the South Waco Community Center site. I'm not opposed to keeping those open. And if we have to go to 38, that's completely fine as long as the court agrees that that is something that is fair and equal amongst all of you. It is going to give one commissioner a few more polling locations. As it was stated earlier, it's not going to be in opposition to the law. So if you have any questions for me as far as what's going on, for what it's worth, when I consolidated the election precincts down, I came up with 52 total, which means we would need a minimum of 26, and 26 is far too few for a county our size, which is part of the reason why I bumped it up to 36. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and we'll go from there.
Questions?
Jared, I had a question about the 25th Street. We've used it in the past, and it just I was remembering was there a ADA issue with that?
There was. So there was a few
Has it
issues
been
with-
rectified or?
It has been rectified, yes. So one of the other considerations about 25th Street was safety. A car ran into the side of the building a couple years ago. So we used it one election, car ran into it, and then we couldn't use it again. Thankfully, they have made those repairs, and we were able to use it this last November.
That wasn't voting by car, was it? That wasn't during the election?
No, it took place I think it was like a week after the election.
Okay.
Jared, obviously, the two locations that are asking to be kept open are in Precinct 2. What's the ratio of do you have any idea of the population of Precinct 2? And then to extrapolate that by how many people are per voting location?
I don't have those specific numbers. I can get those to you later. I believe, oh man, yeah, I'm sorry. That's a number I don't have right off the top of my head. So,
Because I know where the fastest growing areas are in McLennan County.
Yeah.
And that's not one of them at this time. Not saying that it won't be.
Correct.
But I want to make sure that there is somewhat of an equivalency here per population with voting
Right.
centers.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I have a map that shows the distribution of the precincts and the polling locations. If you wanted to see that, I could share that with you.
Sure.
Okay, give me a second here. Let's see if I can get my screen to share here. Can you see that?
No, sir.
No, sir. Didn't come up.
Let's see here. How about now? Can you see it?
No, sir.
There you go.
There you go. Very good. So these are the proposed polling locations, and I'll kind of zoom in on Waco a little bit here. So the stars are the proposed vote centers. South Waco Community Center would be right here in 5. And then Waco 25th Street would be here. I believe it's in 7. It's in between St. Louis Activity Center and St. Albans Episcopal Church. They're pretty close, and that was another consideration why those were left out, is that they are fairly close to other locations. So I'm not trying to pick on anybody here. That's just where we were at. So.
Comment, Judge? Or,
Yeah,
or if Commissioner Perry, anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Being familiar with both of those locations, South Waco is on one side of South Valley Mills Drive, and I think the next location is Beverly Hills on the other side. And taking one or the other away, because I know that was a consideration one way or the other, to me creates a very dangerous situation for people who do walk. I'm not real keen on people crossing South Valley Mills Drive regardless. And I know that's one thing the state and the city are trying to make safer. So I think that is a concern. And then having been raised part of my life out on 25th Street, near Park Lake Drive, to be honest with you, but that's still a pretty good distance from 25th Street Theater over to St. Louis. It's you don't think of it that way, but it's not something that, especially my age, I'd want to walk every day or anytime. It's a pretty good little haul, to be honest with you. So, but I know they're both. I know those are both in Commissioner Wilson's precinct, and I'd like to hear his thoughts on it because it is his precinct.
Well, sure, and I understand we'll be a little bit, size-wise or voting places, but it comes back to the disparity of our folks that are in my precinct, and, yeah, we're growing out your way, but, it's a different kind of growing, the way they're, can afford their houses and things. And I know they brought up low-income areas, and I hate to use that word. I like affordable housing and things like that. I hate the stigmatism. You were very right about it not being, to me, it's nonpartisan. It needs to be, everybody can get to go vote. I don't care if we got to walk or roll or however we got to get there. We need to make sure we keep these spots open for our folks. And it doesn't matter if it's Democrat, Republican, or independent. We need for our folks to get to vote. And I understand where you're coming from. I went through that with Riesel High School. You know how, was that a year it took me to get the voting out of Riesel High School into the gym, which was.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a transition there
Yeah,
going from Riesel High School to the gym, yes.
And we had some heated arguments, I'm sure, but it worked out. I know how that is. And while Ms. Mann brought up 72, maybe one day I've spoke to you about that, and we can get something out that way again. But we know we have to shrink a little bit, and that's what we're working on today. But my opinion is we need to keep Spate and 25th Street open for a little bit and see if it grows. She brought up 3 years. I think that sounds like a good term. So we can just keep and see if we can keep it growing and get people in the community used to those spots. And I've been to both of them, and I enjoyed it, both events there. So I appreciate everybody's comments and things, but I do, as a Precinct 2 Commissioner, hope we keep those 2 spots open.
Any other questions, comments?
I just would like, and obviously, do we need Jared, do you need the decision today?
I would like the decision as soon as possible. I'm trying to get the word out.
The only thing
we need to get the notice of election completed as well. So,
but
and the reason we're waiting till early September, this law didn't take effect until yesterday. So,
and as so many that have benefited us did, I'm just wanting to make sure that we have a proportionate. Precinct 4 is sprawling, and there's subdivision after subdivision after subdivision coming in. And, I want to be able to afford everyone out in that area the same thing we afford everyone else. And so that's my concern. I'm just looking out for my folks in the precinct.
Well, I think we're open, I think the commissioners definitely be open to.
Because it's
and I see that, I see exactly what you're talking about.
We need to have somewhat of an equitable percentage or a relation to how many people are in this vicinity of this voting location and how many are in this voting location. And so I really want to look at some numbers on that and be fair to everyone and with no disrespect, but not just Precinct 2, but to everyone.
Judge, one final comment on my part. I would support Commissioner Wilson in his request for those 2, but if it's not, and go ahead and approve those today and look at Precinct 4 to see if there's somewhere else that would benefit that growing population out there, and it not be too late to add it at the next meeting or something, if that's possible. If that's something you could do, Jared.
Yeah, and I can tell you the 3 sites that I took away from Precinct 4. It was Valley Mills ISD. The reason we left them was it was a low turnout, but also the site is no longer available. There was one out in the China Spring area. Felt like it was pretty well covered as it is, and that site had a very low turnout. And the last one, it was at Midway ISD. It was their Information Technology Center building there on Hewitt Drive.
Mm-hmm.
I anticipated that one to have a better turnout, and it really never happened because it was in between, Woodway and Hewitt. The other issue was Midway had some scheduling conflicts with us that made it difficult to stay there all the time.
So we need to consider then, are we going to make low turnout the pivotal? Because if it is, then we need to do it everywhere.
Yeah, and low turnout was not the pivotal thing for me. Location was number 1. Are we spreading these out evenly? Are we covering areas that need to be covered? And And then turnout was kind of it was a close.
Now, where was the Midway ISD? Where did you say again?
It was on Panther Way and Hewitt Drive.
It's where the IT department is.
Where the IT department, which was at one time that old grocery store, is that right?
It was a grocery store and it was a call center. Yeah.
Okay, that's in a heavily populated area right there.
I agree.
Only thing I can say about that is traffic's terrible, and maybe no one could get there to vote because of all the traffic around it.
You did okay.
Yeah, that and you know, people they're kind of set in their ways as far as like where they're going to go vote. That's why, honestly, probably why First Assembly is always one of our biggest turnouts. Is well, that's where I go vote, and that's where I always go vote. You know, so.
But I still wouldn't mind you getting with Commissioner Perry and y'all discussing that as far as a possibility.
And then also I'd
Adding
like to
something that
discuss
would help them.
a cost, because I know now with the appraisal district, when we have an election, that's $100,000 that we have to pass on to everybody in this room.
Yeah. So as far as like cost, I estimated it to be around $2,000 per like check-in line because we're looking at cost of like renting a vote center if it was a privately owned site, cost of equipment, cost of supplies, and of course the biggest cost is personnel.
Personnel, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And we're looking at about $2,000 per check-in line at a polling location. And, my original proposal was reducing it by 10, hoping that would reduce a countywide election down by about $20,000. And once again, it's not just the county, it's also the cities and the school districts that, go in and pay on these elections.
Well, if you're doing population size, we need to do medium income. I mean, if we're gonna talk about that, who's gonna walk, who's gonna drive? There's all kind of things that are balled up in this, so.
Sure.
Excuse me. Any other questions, comments? What's the pleasure of the court?
I make a motion that we approve Spate and 25th Street Fire
Make a
Department.
motion, we keep those in the.
Yes,
And approve the list that's here with the addition of those?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Second?
All right, that motion second, discussion. With the exception of, I guess the only discussion is what you mentioned is continuing the next, studying the other
Yeah,
precincts.
and how much time, Jared, is there to do this?
I never did hear a deadline on it.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get this done as soon as possible. We need to get the notice of election out, and that's one of the things that completing the notice of election. This is one of the biggest items. And that's,
What is the deadline for getting the notice of election posted?
I believe we need to get it like signed by within 60 days of the election, and that's coming up real quick. So
60 days of November?
yeah, November 4th.
I just point out that this election is probably the least turnout of all. Would you say that?
I wouldn't say it's the least turnout. Typically, that would be like the May city school election, but it's second least. Yes.
So I think we're not. It's not like we're up against the presidential or something like that. So, but I would really want some hard answers for the 26th election.
That's what I was going to say. But perhaps this is something that we could look at doing, starting with the primaries and then the general election next November. As far as like maybe adding another one into the West Waco area.
All right. Yeah. I agree with that.
I'm thinking my way through this.
So
Honestly, at first blush, I'm opposed unless we have the opportunity for everybody else to look at the same thing.
Right, so I think what we're talking about is another agenda item. So I'd say that y'all propose, if you want to, ask for another agenda item to specifically address that. What we're talking about is specifically about these two.
Well, and again, the only way to be a fair comparison is what's the percentage of population that lives in that area right there, and is it the same as everywhere else? Because I think we're getting it so dense that you're going to have. We admitted there was low turnout everywhere, even in the precinct 4 locations. There's low turnout. I think you have to look and consider that. So anyway.
If you want, if you'll give me just a second here, I can see if I can get the total number of registered voters in each commissioner district. I don't know if I can get it quite as granular as maybe you're looking at.
So is it gonna make any difference in your decision on this vote here?
Yes, it would.
Okay. Yeah, give me just a second here.
I'll make one comment while you're
Right.
doing that. One comment. I took a drive out Chapel Road yesterday to the detour, and I hadn't been out there in a while. It blew my mind, the housing going up and apartments or condos or what they are. It just was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Okay, let's see here. Scrolling through this. Okay. So Commissioner 1, as of right now, there are 35,097 registered voters.
35 what?
35,097.
97, okay.
Commissioner 2, 31,332. Commissioner 3, 41,604. Commissioner 4, 47,029.
And what, as of what date?
That's of right now.
Oh. Okay.
And I think that speaks to a little bit of what I'm getting at.
That tells me we do need to look at 4.
So, back again, is that, you need that information to vote on this particular item? It's got a motion and a second. It's on the floor.
Would you be opposed to us leaving the Midway ISD building there in between on Hewitt Drive?
Would I be opposed?
Yes.
No. But just as you just called numbers out, and Commissioner Jones just sat over here and said, wow, those are numbers that are new to us. He's got 41,000. And so the precinct with the least amount of population is the one we're going to overload with voting stations.
Right.
Yeah, but we're the poorest.
Hmm?
We're the poorest. I mean, we're not talking about somebody that can get in their SUV and drive to a polling place or things like that.
Okay, well, you know what? Have you been down Chapel Road and looked? We're getting in a similar situation. We're getting a lot of folks out there that are
And
the
I hate to
everyday
use that
hardworking.
word, but I mean, it's a disparity between precinct 4 and precinct 2. There is. So if we could can we call for a vote?
If we're going to push equity,
I'm calling for a
let's do it
vote.
fairly. Let's do it right.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, call for a vote.
Commissioner Smith?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilson?
Aye.
Judge Felton?
Aye.
Commissioner Jones?
Aye.
Commissioner Perry?
I'll say aye, with the caveat, we have to look at this.
Right,
And make
so
it,
help us with an agenda item,
Yes.
and we'll get it on for the 16th, okay? And Jared, if you can work with Commissioner Perry to put together whatever numbers you need to put together.
Sure. Absolutely. Nope, that's no problem with me at all.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's take a 5-minute recess.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Thank you.
Just hang on,
It's a
hang on.
tough one.
D.L. Wilson, you owe me an Escalade.
I didn't say Escalade, I said SUV. You know, I got you.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
All right, let's call court back in session. Okay, picking up where we left off.
Please.
Going to the pool consent item E3A. These are pay grade changes. And so Stacy is going to go over these with us, I think. And this is position pay grade, personnel changes for fiscal year 2026.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you,
How's
Stacy?
everybody?
Hope you've enjoyed the show so far this morning.
It was a show. It was great. So these are just a few housekeeping items for HR with some of the changes that were made during budget. You can see there we have some positions listed. Some of them were just title changes, but others of them will require moving from their Core 6 position to a Core 8. And that's not going to change any of their pay or anything that was approved at budget. This is just getting them in line on our new pay scale. And then below that, we have some new positions that were approved, and this is just your approval for us assigning them to the correct position. And then lastly, there are a few existing positions that we just, with the changes made during budget, it's going to require these to be moved up a pay step. And again, that doesn't change any of the actual pay. It's just getting them in the right position in our actual new pay structure. And so we're seeking your approval to go ahead and get everything in line.
Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. On new positions, well, it says 4, but on 4, that's got 5, but I'm trying to see where I'm missing something.
Are the new ones right here let's see, JP Precinct 1-1, JP Precinct 4, Road and Bridge 3, and Road and Bridge 4, those are the new ones, right?
Those are the
Yeah.
4 new ones, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And those are assigned to what other titles with the same title that are already existing,
Right.
we're putting them in the
Right.
same.
Right.
Okay. Okay, any questions, comments about those?
Motion to approve the position pay grade personnel changes for fiscal year 2026 as presented.
All right, have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stacy.
All right, Dustin, you want to pick it up?
Yes, sir. All right, we can move down to item F, bids, RFPs, RFQs. F1 is authorization of bid, RFP renewals. F1A is regarding bid 24-019, inmate clothing with Bob Barker Company. Ken?
Yes, this was a bid that was sent out last year. This is a first renewal. This renewal, there is no changes in pricing. If approved by the court, it will be effective October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026.
If there's no price increase, we need to hurry and vote on this one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
F1B is regarding bid 24-020, hot and cold mix, laid asphaltic concrete, high performance asphalt, asphaltic oil sand, and limestone rock asphalt. Ken?
Yeah, there's a lot of items included on this. We did get a note from Vulcan Materials that they had slight increases basically on the cost for us to pick up for their cold mix asphalt type CC, the limestone rock asphalt type AA, and limestone rock type D. and it's just a slight increase from 136.92 to 139.92, but down a 2.19% increase. But we look back and we haven't bought any of that in the last year, so I don't know that it's really affecting the rest of the deal. So I recommend we renew from October 1, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
Under item G, contracts and interlocal agreements, G1 is a ratification of interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of West for work at West Fairgrounds. Commissioner Jones?
This is our yearly interlocal cooperation agreement with the City of West for work done at the West Fest Fairgrounds. And by all accounts, it was a success, and they had a good run. I make a motion to approve the agreement with the City of West.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G2 is authorization of agreement with Bridge to Success Initiative, and this also goes with the budget amendment. It's item I1D. And this agreement is for $5,000 in funding to support the purchase and distribution of those food baskets that was discussed back during the budget season. So this is an agreement that goes along with that. I just need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve agreement with Bridge to Success Initiative.
Second.
All right, I have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion.
Does that also include the I-1D in that motion, Judge, or is that, we'll do that separately?
We'll do it separately.
Okay.
All right, I have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G3 is authorization of master services agreement and related order form with Fifth Asset Incorporated doing business as Debt Book. This is for debt management software subscription for county auditor. Francis?
Yes, so this is the agreement for the software that is necessary for our debt management, lease management, software-based IT arrangements. And so this is an agreement for the next 3 years. You'll see the price for each year. It has been reviewed by information technology as well as legal. And so this is in the budget for 2026. So we're just asking for you to approve the agreement.
So what is I don't understand, what makes it special? It's a debt, so it manages all the debt and, I mean,
So all of our amortization tables for the debt. So, you have to amortize the premium and the discounts, things like that. And so we've been doing that manually for many years, but with the addition of the rules for leases and SEBITAs. So let's take, you have a software cost. So this agreement would also be a SEBITA as well. It's a good example. And so you have to look at how many years you plan on using that software.
Okay.
You amortize the cost over the life, and then those amortization tables have to be updated annually. So this is something that would benefit our office greatly, but our outside auditors also encouraged us to go this route for reporting purposes annually.
All right.
If this makes our outside auditor's job easier, they're going to charge us less?
Got it.
But it'll make our.
Well, we want to make yours, we do want to make
No,
yours.
it's still, all the work is still involved there. It's just having those tables
You don't have
produced
all
through
the
a software.
payment books. We tear out
Coupon.
student loan.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll make a motion to approve it. Have a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G4 is authorization of order form subscriptions with Thompson Reuters for legal reference material for the 414th District Court. And this adds the West Proflex system totaling $100 a month, and it is a 1-year subscription.
All right, any questions? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G5 is authorization of vending machine license agreement with Automatic Chef Canteen. Ken?
This is just the agreement to follow up the award of the RFP to the Automatic Chef Canteen. It pretty much follows the same format as we've had in the past. Since we have a new bid, we doing a new contract.
Okay, and there's no increase in price?
No.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Automatic Chef Canteen?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Let me say, there's no difference in price from when we awarded the bid.
Right.
Right.
I think some of the drinks went up or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
under the.
But we were aware of that when we awarded the bid.
Yes.
That's correct.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, item G6 is authorization of construction agreement with HCS for McLennan County Justice of the Peace Precinct 5 addition. Ken?
This is a contract format that we followed on other construction projects. And again, it's just the contract to follow up our award to HCS on our bid 25-013 for the remodel of the JP5 building in the amount of $401,614.
Any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve the construction agreement with HCS Incorporated?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
G7 is regarding the agreement with governmentjobs.com, doing business as NeoGov, authorization of subscription renewal for employment application system from Human Resources. Stacy?
Yes, HR is just requesting the court to approve our renewal of our subscription with NeoGov. It is our online applicant tracking system. We also do use it for our new hire onboarding. We have the job board that it allows us at governmentjobs.com. And so we are requesting to renew that contract with NeoGov.
Any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve that contract?
So moved. Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
G8 regarding the Workplace Solutions Cooperative Acceptance Agreement with Centos, authorization of renewal for uniforms for road and bridge precincts and maintenance and buildings departments. Ken?
Yes, this is just an extension of our existing contract. It's no changes in pricing or anything, but again, it's, we consolidated all the precincts and maintenance under one agreement. And so with the court approval, this is extending it from October 1, 2025 through September 30th, 2026.
All right, any questions? No questions, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Starting with G9, we have several annual contracts. If it's okay, I'll step through these, and if there's any questions, just feel free to ask.
Okay, sure
So
will.
G9 is authorization of spay-neuter services contract with Animal Birth Control Clinic. This contract totals $102,680, and it is included in the contracted programs line in the FY26 budget. G10 is authorization of contract for services with court-appointed special advocates, CASA. This is our annual contract totaling $50,000, and again, money's in the contracted programs department line item. G11 is authorization of contract for services with the Cove of Heart of Texas. This one totals $47,500 and is in the contracted programs line. G12 is authorization of contract for services with Creative Waco. And this contract totals $55,000 and is in the economic development department. G13 is authorization of provision of library services agreements with Hewitt Community Library, McGinley Memorial Library, Moody Community Library, Nancy Nell Memorial Library, and the West Public Library. These total $10,000 each, and they're in contracted programs. G14 is authorization of interlocal agreement with Waco Crime Stoppers. This agreement is for $10,000 and is in contracted programs. G15 is authorization of contract for services with the Greater Waco Sports Commission. This one totals $120,000 and is in economic development. G16 is authorization of contract for services with Texas Brazos Trail, totaling $10,000 and is under economic development. And G17 is authorization of contract for services with Startup Waco. totaling $50,000 in the Economic Development Department.
All right, any questions about any of those? All right, I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, passed. And Dustin,
G8.
We get communication out there to all of them, what we approved, so everybody's clear about.
Yes, sir. I believe it's all gone out. I know Reagan was working on that at the end of the week last week. So I believe those have, the majority, if not all, have been sent out.
Okay. Is that correct, Reagan?
G.
Yeah. All right, proceed.
G18s regarding the health services agreement amendment with Turnkey Health Clinics, TK Health, authorization of annual fee increase. Ken or Major Ives?
Well, I'll go ahead. We received a letter earlier in the year that we have built into the contract, much like we do the food service, an allowance for increase adjusted by the Consumer Price Index. We received the letter, and I thought we had discussed it in court. The numbers that I'm presenting here are included in our budget. I double-checked with Francis. So we did get that far. But I'm coming to the court because, again, need your approval for the increase. But it's amounted to the CPI here, an amount of 3.1%. And so that carried it from a cost of $203,605.88. Our new budgeted amount is $209,917.66. And again, we kind of all worked on this, and so I recommend that we approve the cost increase.
All right, any other questions or any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Second. Have a motion second. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
All right, we have nothing under item H this week, and under item I, budget amendments, I-1s regarding the FY25 budget. Francis?
Okay, well, I will start going through FY25 budget amendments, starting with I-1A1. This is a certification of revenue, revenue received for interlocal agreements with multiple entities, and then the related budget amendment attached. Road and Bridge 1 is requesting to increase their road construction materials by the same amount of interlocal contract revenue. And then I-1A2, this is also a certification of revenue for interlocal agreement revenue. This one is with the city of Hallsburg. And then Road and Bridge 2 is requesting to increase their capital outlay line by that same amount of revenue, $18,000. I-1B, this is General Fund County Auditor's Office. We are requesting to move within our department to increase travel reimbursement and software for the current year. I-1C1, this is General Fund Capital Outlay. This is just reclassing budgeted funds between furniture and equipment and IT to capital outlay. So this was an item that was already approved, but it does meet the group asset threshold for a capital purchase. So we are just moving budgeted funds between those two line items. I-1C2, this is General Fund Capital Outlay. This is the amount needed for the e-poll books that you discussed and approved on the last agenda. And so you'll see that Elections was able to find funding in their department in some lines, and then we are moving from countywide contingencies for the remainder. He does plan on using Chapter 19 funds and some possible grant funds to cover some of this, but to get this purchase initiated, we're going ahead and charging it to general fund at the current time. I-1D, this is general fund countywide. This is an increase to other services and charges for the agreement with Bridge to Success, which you just approved. I-1E, this is General Fund Constable Precinct 2. I'm requesting to move within that department to increase supplies and postage for the year. I-1F, this is General Fund District Clerk, requesting to move within their departments, their grouping of departments, into just from one supplies line to another between departments. And this is just to cover supplies cost for the current year. I-1G, this is moving budgeted funds for the JP5 building modification between 401 and Fund 419. You had indicated at a previous meeting that you wanted to charge that project to the bond proceed fund instead of 401. So this is moving those budgeted funds between the two funds. I-1H, this is in our new bond fund, which is Fund 425. And this is just setting the budget for the bond issuance cost related to that bond issue. I-1I, this is multiple bond proceed funds. So you'll see there 2021, 22, 23, and 25. And so this covers GMP number 3 that you approved at the beginning of August. So this is GMP number 3 with John Irwin for the downtown jail project, and this covers the CMAR fees. I-1J, this is General Fund Information Technology, requesting to move within that department to increase travel reimbursement. I-1K1, this is General Fund JP Precinct 2. This request is to move within that department to increase supplies for the year. I-1K2, this is also JP2, but this is in Fund 141, the Justice Court Support Fund. The request is to increase the line for JP2 to purchase a printer for the judges' chambers area. I-1L, this is General Fund Maintenance of Buildings, moving within that department or requesting to move within that department to increase supplies for the year. I-1M, this is General Fund Road and Bridge Precinct 2. You have, of course, the budget amendment that we had presented for the agenda as is, but we do need to make one adjustment and talk through it verbally. So you'll see there that the lines that they're requesting to increase at the top, capital outlay, utilities, and road construction materials. At the bottom, we need to, if you approve, we need to adjust that contingencies line to be the total amount. So the $216,744. Originally, they had some in road construction materials, but that has since been requisitioned. And so.
Completed.
Yes. And so they're requesting to increase, to still satisfy their request, but by increasing that contingencies line to accommodate the full move. I-1N, this is General Fund Resource Connections Office, requesting to move within that department to increase supplies for the year. I-10, this is General Fund Tax Office McGregor Substation, requesting to move within that department to increase furniture and equipment. I-1P, this is General Fund Veteran Service Officer, requesting to move within that department to increase supplies for the year. I-1Q, this is General Fund JP11, requesting to move within that department to increase supplies and postage. I-1R, this is General Fund Road and Bridge Precinct 4. They're requesting to increase various lines by moving from the contingencies line within that same department. I-1S, General Fund Health Services, requesting to move within that department to increase supplies and postage. I-1T, this is General Fund Constable Precinct 4. They're requesting to move within that department to increase furniture and equipment to buy a bookshelf needed for their office. I-1U, this is General Fund JP Precinct 5. Again, requesting to move within that department to increase professional development.
Okay. All right, are there any questions on that?
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All of them?
Every one of them.
All right, you bid it off, you have to chew it. All right, have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass.
I-1V is regarding the 2025 North and East Texas County Judges and Commissioners Association Annual Conference, host court night event, authorization of event expenditures. Francis?
Yes, sir. So this is a request, sorry, for you to approve an amount, $6,198.83, to cover a portion of the cost related to the North and East Texas County Judges and Commissioners Conference that was held in July. And so this was an amount that was not covered by contributions.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass.
And Francis, anything on I-2 regarding the FY26 budget?
I do not have anything today. I know we'll continue some discussions budget-wise at retreats and further meetings in the year. The adopted budget document, the collapsed version is on the county website. So it is there. Notification has been sent out to all county departments where to find that. Of course, you know, we put together the larger document that we send to GFOA. And so as soon as that's done, we'll get that on an agenda, and thought that might be a good time just to do a recap and hit highlights then and look through that together. So, but nothing else today.
Yeah, and I think that's a good opportunity to discuss potential or possible retreat we may have to analyze how we analyze our budget for the next year. And so any way that we calculated anything, if we want to discuss that and see how we want to approach it for the following year, and we need research to do that, we can start that. So, and Francis, if you and your department can kind of, you may have talked to a few other department heads, but try to recommend to the court a good time to, we're going to have a retreat to do that. And whether it needs to be before the end of the year or wait till after or whatever. I don't want to get too far away from the budgeting process so we can remember everything we.
You get too far away, you forget all the pain.
Yeah, I tried. Okay. All right, Dustin.
All right, we have nothing under item J this week. Under item K, grant proposals. K1 is our ARPA discussion. Under it, K1A is regarding the professional services agreement with Forvis Mazars. Authorization of grant management services invoice through July. This invoice totals $5,807.53, and it is for their services through July 31st. It's been reviewed and recommended for approval.
All right, any questions?
Motion to approve invoice for Forvis.
Second. Have a motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K1B is authorization of fifth addendum to professional consulting agreement with Lockwood, Andrews, and Newnham, providing for monitoring engineering services for ARPA water projects. As the court remembers, we kind of broke these off into essentially work orders where we were adding $40,000 or $45,000 at a time. It's time to add an additional amount to this fee. Tom Ray is projecting about $105,000 remaining to get us through the 12/31/2026 on these water projects. So we're just bringing forward another, essentially a work order, increasing that amount by $45,000. So this has been reviewed and is recommended for approval.
All right, any questions?
Is this ARPA?
Does that come out, does this come out of ARPA?
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
And so it'll go away, when ARPA goes away, K1A and K1B will go away at some point.
At some, there could be a situation, and I'm looking to Francis too, where we had allocated or we had set aside a portion to cover those admin costs. So there could come a time, I guess, where we exceed that amount, and then we'd have to look back to general fund. But hopefully we don't get to that point, but that is a possibility.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? All right, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve K1B.
I'll second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K1C is regarding the McLennan County ARPA HVAC renovation project, RFP 24-018, agreement with Lockridge Priest, authorization to pay application number 8. Ken?
Yes, this pay application number 8 is the amount of $295,668.32. Has been reviewed and recommended for approval.
All right, any questions? If no questions, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K1D is regarding the professional consulting contract addendums with LAN, authorization professional service invoice. This invoice totals $5,671.41, and it's for their expenses related to their to the engineering monitoring projects on ARPA. It has been reviewed and recommended for approval.
All right, any questions? Not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K2 is regarding victim coordinator and liaison grant, the VCLG, authorization of grant contract with the Office of the Attorney General. Back in March, the court approved the submission of this grant application. It has been awarded, and so now we need to enter into this contract. It is for one full-time position in the Victim Services Unit with a grant award amount of $49,500, and the term of it will run through August 31st, 2026.
Questions?
Motion to grant contract.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
K3 is regarding the Texas Indigent Defense Commission FY25 formula grant, acceptance of statement of grant award. So back in October, this is the one we seek annually. We approved the submission of this grant application, and the Indigent Defense Commission has awarded the county the grant in the amount of $163,491 for indigent defense services. I just need a motion to accept that grant award.
And what's our total indigent cost? For
I'm pulling that up
25
now.
gonna run?
So, 2024, we ended, the last 2 years, we've ended about 4.9 million. We're probably getting closer to 5.5 this year. And that's just your defense cost, of course. That doesn't include cost to process those, or your indigent defense office, the time in the courts, the time to process those payments. So that is just the cost of the attorneys and the fees.
That's just.
And this is the only grant, there's no other grant,
I don't think so.
No.
right?
They have the discretionary ones, and that's how we funded like the indigent defense coordinator position initially. But essentially, that's right outside of that. This is the formula where it's based off your population and your percent of funds that are spent on indigent defense.
Yeah,
And we
this
send,
is just,
go ahead.
well, it's just, this is what you spend actually defending that person. There's a bunch of other costs that goes with this.
All right.
So you're looking at 4 to 5 cents on our tax rate
Yeah,
right there.
that's right.
Who actually determines that someone is indigent and is entitled to this?
So there's a long calculation that we've been fighting for years, and the Indigent Defense League or whatever comes and jumps on us from time to time. They haven't in a while. But there's a criteria, non-discrimination, all those other factors come into it. And to us, it's too loose. But every time we try to clamp down on it, we get called on it.
So who makes the final determination? Is there one person or a committee, or that yes or no? Yes or no?
So Dustin, I mean, we make the decision, our department does, but in regards to our criteria, that's set up by statute and also advocates.
Right. We submit an indigent defense plan, or the district judges do, to the Indigent Defense Commission. And then essentially our indigent defense coordinator There's an application for each defendant that applies. They go through that process, and then our coordinator makes the call whether they qualify essentially under the program.
And if the decision's made that they don't, is there an appeal process? Is that how that works?
I'm not sure, Commissioner.
I don't know. There's appeal for everything, so I wouldn't be a bit
Yeah, it
surprised.
wouldn't surprise me. Okay.
And aren't we just one of the few states left that doesn't pay for that? There's not too many that don't pay for the indigent offense.
Normally, I mean, there was a bill in the last regular session for the state to fund either more of that or all of that, and it died. It never came out. It never reached a vote. It just went away. It's mandated, but not paid for.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the basis of the discussion is all around, well, they're your citizens. And so your taxpayers are gonna have to pay for all the things that come with crime, with the exception of a few little nickels and dimes we get from the legislature. So.
Well, it's gone down every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the amount, yeah,
Since I've been here.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. We need action on that, right? So, I'll make a motion, we approve the grant award.
Second.
Have a motion, second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Moving on to item L, Department Office Specific Requests. L1 is Criminal District Attorney, authorization of request for purchase of duty weapon upon retirement of peace officer. Ken?
Yes, Peace Officer Robert Fulmer. I checked with Dustin because he works for the DA's office. I was wondering if it fell under the same statute that the peace officer for the sheriff's department does. And I think Dustin can back me up. We found that they do. So this is just a letter in our, we use the same value as the sheriff's office at $325.
All right, okay. I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Have a motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
L2, Purchasing, approval of revised McLennan County purchasing policies and procedures. Ken?
As I've stated before, they did raise the bid limit to $100,000. So I've gone into our purchasing policy to raise that from $50,000 to $100,000 on formal bidding.
It starts this month, right?
Started yesterday. But I've got it here on the first court agenda.
Yeah.
And I do notice I missed $50,000 in a couple of areas. I'll correct that and send it to Reagan for y'all to sign off on.
Okay, I'll make a motion with the corrected document to indicate it goes from 50,000 to 100,000.
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, that motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass. That's good news.
L3 is Justice of the Peace Precinct 1, Place 1, authorization of space allocation. TJ?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
But we have one vacant space in Third County Courthouse that we'd like to turn over to JP11 and let them utilize it as a file room. We were able to find some filing cabinets, so we didn't have to purchase any furniture, and it's the perfect space being that it's vacant as of right now. So we're just seeking court approval to do so.
Okay. All right.
And this is gonna kind of meet her needs in her office, I'm assuming, right? That she can get that additional employee in there.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Perfect. Thank you for finding that.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
All right. Moving on to item M. M1 is discussion and action regarding Texas Historical Commission honoring the Honorable Shepherd Shep Mullins, including historical marker placement marker dedication and related matters. So we will be receiving a state historical marker honoring Shep Mullins in fulfillment of SB 667, which passed during the 88th legislature. The bill identified 23 African-American legislators who served during the 12th, 13th, and 14th legislatures, and designated those to be honored with historical markers. So we need to determine where we would like this marker placed on the courthouse grounds. And then if we want a dedication ceremony, the McLennan County Historical Commission is available and ready to assist.
Okay.
Definitely would like a ceremony.
Yeah, and, I guess TJ can recommend a particular location on the courthouse grounds where that would be. All right, so other than that, what's the pleasure of the court in doing this?
Do we need to, we don't need to decide on the location today. TJ doesn't already have a recommendation, or?
My recommendation would be the north side of the courthouse lawn, either what I would call east or west. So either side of those would be okay. We already have markers on the south side of the lawn, east and west. So we would probably concentrate on one of those corners.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, come up with a exact specific location, but in regards to general concept, I make a motion we approve this.
Second.
Yep.
Have a motion second. Any other discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M2 is authorization of McLennan County holiday dates for 2026. That list is in your packet, and it includes the same holidays as approved last year.
Okay. Any questions? Y'all want to cancel any of these out or anything?
Motion to approve.
Thursday's my birthday, so January the 1st.
Well, we can change the name of it.
That's true, we could.
Of his birthday?
Yeah. Yep. All right, we have a motion and
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass.
M3 is approval of order setting sheriffs and constable fees for 2026. This is under the local government code. It allows county commissioners court to set these fees. Those fees must be reasonable. And there are no changes from the fees from 2025. So we just need a motion to approve the new fee list.
All right, I know we'd made some adjustments a few years ago, but I think these are fairly reasonable. So what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion, and I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Pass.
M4 is discussion and or action regarding Area Economic Development Council meeting luncheon plan. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, sir. We'll be hosting the meeting, the county will, on the 26th. It's going to be at the new conference room at AgriLife Building. We're excited to host it there and showcase that improvement addition to that building. You see where our speaker is going to be Kevin Carr with John Irwin. He's going to present hopefully pictures and slides or whatever they do nowadays, and talk about that renovation project. So George's Restaurant Catering has been contracted with, serving approximately 35, and so we're asking that they, court today approve a budget of $600 for that, and that would be my motion.
What's the menu?
Well, what you want for $600.
Crazy wings.
As long as it's not fajitas.
As long as it's not what?
Every deal you, never mind. I'll second it despite being fuzzy on the menu. I'll make a motion we approve that, or second.
I had a quick question about this date. I'm sorry I won't be able to attend, but there's a MPO.
Is that day?
That's that day, yeah. There's an MPO all day, like a half or 3/4 of a day.
Yeah.
Symposium that day. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I couldn't go then.
This is approved by the this is set by the AEDC, and I think it's always pretty much the same date.
Same date. Okay.
When it has it, yeah. And this
I will go in your place and take your place.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the menu.
Yeah. I don't care. Do what?
The MPO meeting is 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
26th.
But are you gonna tell me to go in the MPO in your place?
I don't know. I'm gonna see the menus of both.
Depends on what the menu is. Depends on the menu. See, that's what it is.
I think actually I'm a presenter at the MPO, so I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'm part of it. Okay. Have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
All right, moving down to item M6, authorization of appointment to the Waco Convention Center and Visitors Bureau Commission. Back in March, we approved the appointment of Dustin Sufall to fill out Wes Allison's term. And that term ends at the end of this month, and Dustin would like to continue to serve, so we just need a motion to approve the appointment of Dustin Sufall to this commission.
All right, I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
M7 is authorization of discontinuation of Uncommon Healthcare membership as a county offered benefit. Stacy?
Okay, so currently, the county does offer a supplemental primary care membership through Uncommon Healthcare. We have made this offering to employees since January 1st of 2018. And we've seen consistently low participation in this offering. We currently have 19 employees enrolled. It's kind of HR's rule of thumb. Once we get under 20 participating, we kind of look and see, you know, if it's something that we need to, if it best suits allocating what we do in our offices to continue that offering. So if the court does approve this request, HR will facilitate a transition to notify any affected employees promptly. We'll also assist in the transition of becoming self-pay with Uncommon Healthcare if the employee desires to do that. And we will also work closely with the auditor's office to address any outstanding billing issues and ensure accurate financial closure. So HR is requesting the Commissioner's Court approval to discontinue Uncommon Healthcare as a county-offered payroll-deducted benefit.
Any questions?
And I agree. I mean, I'm one of the 19.
You
And
are.
I agree. And you can use your HSA card just as easy as, so it's not going to be a loss to anyone, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Correct. And it's nothing to say about Uncommon Healthcare or Dr. Machik and their services. Again, it's just something we consistently see low participation. Are we really getting value out of our employees that keep up with the billing and the enrollment and all of those things?
Is that a motion?
That's a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, pass.
Thank you.
M8 regarding the McLennan County Employee Policy Guide, and there are 3 subparts here. I'm going to read them all in. M8A is authorization of revision to section 7.05, Sheriff's Office Structured Step Pay Plan, subsection G, Step Pay Tables. M8B is authorization of revision to section 7.18, Shift Differential Pay. And M8C is authorization of adoption of section 7.19, Training Officer Pay and Related Implementation Procedures. Stacy?
So HR is just requesting your approval to amend the McLennan County Employee Policy Guide to reflect these 3 sections. With the step pay portion, we've updated those tables to include the 4.72 salary increase approved at budget. In section 7.18, under shift differential pay, we've updated that to reflect the registered nurses. They are eligible now to receive the shift differential pay. And then under section 7.19, we are adding the adoption to administer the field training officer pay program that was approved for fiscal year 2026. And we have had these policies reviewed by HR, the Sheriff's Office, and also legal.
Any questions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have motion second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
Thank you. Y'all made today easy. I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
good, thank you for covering.
It's my birthday. I'm not 175 like the county, but,
Happy birthday.
Glad you got to stay in here all morning with us.
Good job.
A lot of good people born in September.
Yeah, that's right. You?
Yes.
We have nothing under item N this week. Under item O, McLennan County Downtown Jail Remodel Project. O2 is a professional services agreement with Langerman Engineering, authorization of invoice. This invoice totals $13,387.50 and is recommended for approval.
So moved.
All right, have a motion, is there a second? I have a motion, second, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, pass.
All right, Judge, I believe we hit all the action items, so that should be everything.
Okay, all right, anything else to come before the court? Do you stand adjourned?